There is a new certificate program that's available to real estate professionals and aspiring real estate professionals through my alma mater, the University of Pennsylvania. This is through their Wharton online segment in collaboration with Wall Street Prep. I've partnered with them to provide you guys with a unique coupon code, so code Ryan can get $300 off the total price of the program. So the original price you'll see here was $5,000, and then you can get $200 off if you apply before this early deadline, and then you can get the additional $300 off with that code Ryan to come to a total of $4,500. This is an 8-week program, which is going to take about 10 hours per week, and it's self-pay. So if you have like a crammed week at work this week, you can make up for it on the next week. The whole format's online, so you can take it from anywhere. In fact, I think there's like 40 countries around the world that are actually represented. I would say that this program and these other certificates in this category between Wall Street Prep and Wharton actually have some clout, because you can get that unique brand actually on your resume. In this day and age, with the way that the bots filter out resumes, especially for really competitive careers, I feel like it can be a huge advantage to have the right name on your resume in the first place so that you don't get tossed out before you ever get to talk to anybody about it. But another thing is that it's actually endorsed and used by some of the top players in the real estate finance space. So if we look at here, there's endorsements from KKR, Fannie Mae, and Artemis saying that they actually use this training for some of their analysts. And then if we go down and actually look at some of the speakers and teachers on this program, aside from all the people from Wharton and Wall Street Prep, you're going to see a bunch of people from these big funds listed. So we have some big names like the co-president of Artemis Real Estate Partners, another employee from Artemis here, a co-president and partner at KKR Real Estate. So a bunch of big names and people with real weight in the industry that you'll actually be learning from. So we get a little bit about the applicant profile here as well and who it's for. If I'm trying to actually land a job in this particular field, then I'm all for getting as many things that can separate you from the other pack of applicants as possible. So I would say if you want to specifically work in real estate finance, whether it's in a investment banking firm or private equity firm that specializes in real estate, or just a commercial real estate specific company, then I think this is something that could help separate, especially to get that prestigious, Wharton signal and University of Pennsylvania signal on your resume. And to that point, you'll get something that looks like this for your LinkedIn, a certificate, and you can throw it on your resume. And this is going to be a very technical program from what I can tell. So it's going to start off with a module for the introduction to the real estate asset class. So just probably going over the basics. And then the investment frameworks. Different valuation metrics are really specific to real estate, like net operating income and capitalization rates. You don't really see these terms used as much in other asset classes. So you have to become familiar with the core way that real estate is basically valued. And then you're going to jump into financing and taxation on real estate, which will have its own totally unique features compared to any other asset class. Then the deal process. So if someone's trying to buy some commercial real estate or perhaps residential from anyone else, how does that process look? And then modules 5 and 6 seems to be the real meat and potatoes. How do we actually go about financially modeling out what is real estate worth? What are the cash flows into the future? How do we discount them back to the present value? What might I be willing to pay for this asset, or what might I be willing to sell this real estate asset for? Or if I'm just holding on to the asset, what cash flows can I expect into the future? Is it going to be profitable, and how profitable? Then the asset class is going to come with all of its own specific risk factors, both at the market level and at the individual property level. So there's going to basically be, like, if you think of equities, it's almost like a systematic risk involved with real estate, and then a unsystematic or specific risk to each individual property. Then finally, the whole thing is going to finish off with capstone project. One advantage of all these programs is just the network that you get access to. So you'll have access to the Alumni Network of the other people who have participated in these programs. And then they also hold some in-person events and virtual events. So you'll have access to those, so you can actually go and rub elbows with people in the space if you're trying to break in. So if you're interested in this program, you can get $300 off with code Ryan. They run it 3 times per year. So if you can't meet this early registration, or you're watching this video after this date, you can potentially meet the early registration deadline for a future cohort. Also, if you'd like to find the link for this page and check it out yourself, you can find the link in the description or the pinned comment below this video. And if you're interested in certificates like this, but maybe not this one in particular, you can see on my website, I'll put a link to this page right here. You can find the certificates for the other 4 programs that are offered in collaboration with Wall Street Prep as well.